Anyway, I will not dignify the minister with a response because he went calling my name again and it's on record. So that maybe any day he visits this place and I remind him that you called my name again and he will say I'm a small boy, who are you? I will not dignify, I will not respond to him. But accountability is the order of the day. No matter how much you try to show me, I will ask for accountability.
If you criticize us constructively, I will provide you the answer. And I want, Rufai. Rufai doesn't see anything good in our government, But the more you don't see good things in our government, then you are making yourself cheap. Because if 2 + 2 gives you 4, and you are saying 3, and you are shouting, flexing muscles, spending a lot of energy to counter, a professor of infrastructure, then it's a problem. It's a problem. So, I think he should make haste to reconcile with me, so that the shortcomings in terms of infrastructural, technicalities will be hidden. And when I'm going to appear, I'll let him know, and I'll lecture him ahead of time. This is very important. So,
with the Minister of Works, David Umahi, revealing on Wednesday that 4 companies are interested in taking over the funding of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway and could recover their investment by introducing tolling. Now, the minister made these comments during an end-of-the-year speech in Abuja, where he gave a year in review of sorts on the ministry's key developments, achievements, and projects. He explained that this interest from external companies is proof that this is a viable investment, while also describing it as a legacy project. Let's watch.
Tell you something. When a nation is, in crisis, you have to do everything to bring external funds into the system. And that is the wisdom of what the president is doing, these 4 legacy projects. We are putting just 30%. Then there is international funding of 70%. And there is return on investment, and it's very high. There are people that have been quoting, about 4 different companies, that they want to pay 100% of what we spent on Coastal Highway Section 1, and then take it over and toll it. That process is on. So the legacy project is an investment. It's not just a road and bridges construction. It's an investment.
So in this end-of-the-year review, the minister also highlighted road and bridge projects in the Northeast to exemplify, in his words, that no part of the country is being left out. But to go back to this coastal highway comment that he made, a lot of users online, but also just drivers or commuters, naturally shudder when they hear any mention of tolling. I mean, Rufai, how do you see this?
Anyway, I will not dignify the minister with a response because he went calling my name again and it's on record. So that maybe any day he visits this place and I remind him that you called my name again and he will say I'm a small boy, who are you? I will not dignify, I will not respond to him. But accountability is the order of the day. No matter how much you try to show me, I will ask for accountability. Please, this tolling they want to do, how much would they have raised from tolling before they will say it's enough? Because we have done these tolling affairs in Lagos, and we know how it ended. As some people say, okay, we have pretty much paid back the money. Then if you are going to toll something, we keep asking a proper breakdown of the cost to the citizenry. Because if we want to claim, yes, it's dividends of democracy and you're tolling it, and we don't know the rudimentary things about the cost. And this is not Rufai here. The other day, what's it called? The man from Mr. Funsho that ran for governor in Lagos was talking about another cost per kilometer. He said he had some papers with him and all of that. Maybe Mr. Umahi will talk to Mr. Funsho as regards that so that he will not say it's about Rufai. But we need the accountability of the cost threshold and what is really involved, and how long this tolling is going to span. How long are we going to use to pay the money? Can they also tell us what they will be realizing every year so that we know how much we are going to pay the money for? I think that's just a basic level of accountability. And I think any citizen that government wants to start taxing heavily, or has even been taxing heavily through their payee already, should be able to ask for these questions, because they collect payee from us. And apart from that, I hold a Nigerian passport. And if I hold a Nigerian passport and I bear the title of being a Nigerian like anybody else, these are just basic accountability questions. So the next question I would like to ask, what's going to be the duration for the tolling? Is there going to be a sunset clause? How much are they going to collect? Maybe they can even add interest on top of it. Or is it going to be tolling in perpetuity? Let's just get all this clarification right. I think it's not too much to ask for.
Okay. In 2005, Nigeria set up what they call Infrastructure Concession and Regulatory Commission, ICRC. Now, that body was supposed to handle this kind of situation, public-private sector partnership with regard to public infrastructure and how public infrastructure can become investment. And when you have investment, you get return on investment. So the Nigerian government saying we are going to toll the Lagos-Calabar Highway Section 1 or whatever. In principle, there's an idea. But do we have the experience? Have we learned from the mistakes ICRC has been making from 2005? There are concessions that have been made in this country that are still very opaque. So they have to start from that level. Number 2 is what Rufai talked about. Who is going to get involved? The accountability. It was a case in this country that wives of prominent politicians were the ones in charge of toll gates.
Yes, no.
Now, this should not become another project where it is the wives, all these wives, are the ones who are going to take charge of tolling. So there must be transparency in the bidding process. And we Nigerian civil society must be involved. This should not be some kind of opportunity for politically connected persons. 3 is the duration. They will tell you 25 years. There are persons who have been holding on to Nigerian assets since 2005. When is the sunset clause, to use another expression there? So all of this is important. But tolling is something that is done internationally. People who live in the US, who live elsewhere, they pay tolls. Here it's about who and what is involved. That is where we need clarity. But the minister is right when he says we're looking for return on investment. ROI, they call it in business schools. But it is the process and the transparency that will be the issue. Absolutely. And that's what they must pay attention to.
Anyway, I will not dignify the minister with a response because he went calling my name again and it's on record. So that maybe any day he visits this place and I remind him that you called my name again and he will say, I'm a small boy, who are you? I will not dignify, I will not respond to him. But accountability is the order of the day. No matter how much you try to show me, I will ask for accountability.